Decentralization is the key to freeing humanity from governments and their money printing machine. In this way, cryptocurrencies can be the new global revolution. Every cryptocurrency wants to contribute to this revolution in some way. But in this channel, we look at one of the most special ones, named XRP. Hi guys, welcome back to Crypto Marker. We are here with the hottest economic, financial, and of course cryptocurrency, especially XRP news. Concern over jobs and the economy is closing in on healthcare as the top issue on Canadians' minds, according to weekly national tracking by Nanos Research. Healthcare is still the top national issue of concern at 16% as of the latest available tracking, but it's down 4 points over the previous 4 weeks. Jobs and economy have risen 2 points to 14% within the margin of error. It adds up to about 3 out of every 10 Canadians focused on meat and potatoes issue, directly related to their pocketbook or to the economy, said Nanos on the latest episode of CTV News Trendline. So what we're seeing right now, at least in 2023, is a move away from issues like healthcare and now a greater focus on those economic issues. Well, guys, considering the proximity of these two economies, you can see how the US economic recession affects Canada. Indian economy not falling behind, likely to grow at 6.5% in fiscal year 24. Sanjeev Sanyal. India economy will grow at around 6.5% in the current fiscal and will continue to be the fastest growing major economy in the world. Notwithstanding a modest cut in growth projections by multilateral lending agencies, Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister member Sanjeev Sanyal has said. Sanyal further said that given the uncertainties in the global economy, India's performance is clearly far ahead of any other comparable economy. Well, this is good news, but I want to tell you that the global economic crisis will affect all countries just like the World War. G7 ministers agree to speed up renewable energy development. The group of 7 rich nations have agreed to call for reducing gas consumption and increasing electricity from renewable sources while phasing out fossil fuels faster and building no new coal-fired plants, France's energy transition minister said on Saturday. G7 environment and energy ministers, however, could not agree on a specific date to exit coal power. France's Agnès Pannier-Runacher told reporters on the first of 2 days of climate and energy talks in Sapporo in northern Japan. Although the event has also put focus on the need to help emerging countries reduce emissions, I believe this lobby-flavored talk come to the reality unless it somehow harms corporate profits. Yellen says U.S. banks may tighten lending and negate need for more rate hikes. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said banks are likely to tighten lending further in the wake of recent bank failures, possibly negating the need for further Federal Reserve rate hikes, according to a CNN interview transcript released on Saturday. Yellen said in the Fareed Zakaria GPS interview that policy actions to stem the systemic threat caused by last month's failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank had caused deposit outflows to stabilize and things have been calm. Banks are likely to become somewhat more cautious in this environment, Yellen said in the interview scheduled to air on Sunday. We already saw some tightening of lending standards in the banking system prior to that episode, and there may be some more to come. She said that would lead to a restriction in credit in the economy that could be a substitute for further interest rate hikes that the Fed needs to make. Well, guys, let me tell you that Yellen steps out of her lane as treasurer again. It would be like Jay Powell commenting that the Treasury's Market Stability Fund should do this or that in the FX markets. She has proven not to be a reliable predictor of economic matters, and her policies are bad for business. Mastercard and Ripple partner Fable Fintech unite for cross-border payment innovation. The service covers 90% of the world's population in over 100 markets and 60 currencies. Partnering with Ripple partner Fable Fintech and payout payment system. Only 90%? Come on, Ripple, work harder. XRP under pressure as investors digest the latest SEC versus Ripple filings. After a bearish Saturday, XRP was back in negative territory on Sunday, 16th April. Regulatory risk and lawmaker scrutiny remain broader market headwinds. A lack of SEC versus Ripple updates left investors to digest the latest court filings and SEC activity. On Saturday, XRP tracked the broader crypto market into the red, falling by 0.66% to end the session at 52 cents. XRP lawyer recalls Gary Gensler video on crypto panic among banks. Attorney John Deaton, who represents over 76,000 XRP token holders in the ongoing Ripple lawsuit against the SEC, has been long arguing that the big Wall Street banks want to get hold of some share in the crypto market, and this is why the likes of SEC are dragging the regulation part. In a latest, he shared a video from 2018 wherein U.S. investor Tim Draper is seen saying to SEC Chair Gary Gensler that the banks were in panic about the rise of cryptocurrency market. The panic, in the words of Draper, is about crypto's disruptive potential and that incumbents would sue, exert media pressure, and leverage governments' regulators to slow its progress. Deaton opined that it is all about protecting incumbents. Well, obviously, we all know the reason he was placed in the position. He is there to slow everything down until Wall Street get a big slice of the crypto pie. Once they have enough shares in the big exchanges, regulation will magically appear. They want to control all crypto in the US. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and watch our other videos to know more about XRP, Ripple, and all world's economic news.